Alright, the right fits. We are back, and it is the 9th. It's the 9th, and of April 2024. And I'll tell you what, it's been a crazy April. Today, we could talk about how the IDF, the Israel Defense Force, killed some Americans and some Australians who were. The IDF knew they were coordinating with them to get aid to the Palestinians, and they killed them anyway. We could talk about that. We could talk about how Ukraine's getting decimated in this war, and Russia will essentially be able to dictate terms as to how they want this to end. Or we could talk about at home about how I don't even know. We can talk about the economy. But what I want to talk about this time, very important topic, especially in the United States where capitalism runs king, correct? Right? Drugs. What do drugs have to do in America? And what have they done to America? Well, for a long time, up and through like the 20s, all drugs were pretty much legal, right? And then at that point, we went through prohibition of alcohol. We went through making drugs like marijuana and heroin illegal by connecting them with black people, Mexicans, and Chinese people, especially the opium, right? And so now at this point, we've declared, right, a war on drugs. We all know this. It started in the 60s with, whatever the fuck his face name was, Nixon, right? It all started with Nixon. He's the one who declared drugs are the number one health crisis to the blah, blah, blah. And they have leaked tapes of him saying literally like, we'll get everybody to turn against the black people. He didn't use the term black people, let me tell you that. We'll get everybody to turn against the black people and the hippies if we do this, right? Because they were anti going to war, and obviously some people wanted to go to war like they do today. Which has to do with this drug issue. If you notice how much the poppy production increased, poppy makes heroin and morphine, increased while the United States troops were protecting those fields. I wonder who they were protecting those fields for. Do any of our companies in America make painkillers? I don't know. But, that's just a conspiracy, right? So, let's keep thinking about this. How does drugs actually affect really, now the war on drugs has gone to, trying to just criminalize black people and hippies and put them in jail. Now it's gone to this mass incarceration where people make money off of actually putting people in jail for these reasons. And what we do is we also tend to group the drug-addled. We group drug addicts with mentally handicapped people. We kind of just say they're all the same people. People with mental health issues, not necessarily mentally handicapped, but like Alzheimer's. We just go, they're drug addicts too, right? And we group them all together and we treat them all the same way. And what essentially happens since the defunding of this stuff, because the second enforcer of the war on drugs, the real enforcer, there's been a lot, every one of our prisons pretty much, but Reagan, right, with Just Say No, he got rid of pretty much all the defunding for mental hospitals. So now what we do is we throw people with mental health issues in jail. And we group them again with the drug addicts and the mentally handicapped as well. So that's what the war on drugs has done so far. Also, what it's done is we all know we're the most free country on earth, right? We're as Obama would say, the indispensable country, right? No chance like you have here, right? More chances than anywhere else. Best country on earth. We're all taught that. We all know that. We don't even need facts about that. We know that as a fact because we grew up in America, right? But in fact, we have about 5% of the world's population and 25% of the world's prisoners, which dwarfs China per capita. So, I wonder. So, literally, China is more free. Literally. You can say we have more rights, which is probably true, but our more rights does not end up with less people in jail, right? Probably because the state runs the jail in China, and they're not necessarily trying to make money off the people being in jail, so they don't have an incentive for people being in jail. And if you know about privatized prisons, I'm not going to get too much into that, but that has a huge problem with the war on drugs. You know, the CIA has an incentive to bring in cocaine, because then they can give it to black people can smoke it, right? And then they can put those black people in jail and make money the whole way through. They're making money from the sale of the crack. They're making money to selling the guns down wherever in Nicaragua. They're making money by putting the people in jail. Many corporations making money, and that's how our Congress works, right? They've taken our tax dollars, and now they choose to funnel it to whatever big companies they want to. That's the purpose of Congress nowadays, right? It doesn't serve any purpose of the American people. That's for fucking sure. All right, so now let's get back to the drug issue, right? We live in a capitalist economy, right? Supply, demand, okay? You cannot have a war on drugs if you choose to live in a capitalist economy. I hate to just say it like that, but that's very obvious, and many economists have realized this, right? Because if you have a demand for something and something's illegal, what's that going to do? It's going to make the price go up and up and up and up, and people are going to be able to get richer and richer and richer and richer who can access that good. And people will always be able to access that good as long as we're on the same planet, which we are. So, what's happened now is that 18 to 40-year-olds, the number one way of dying between 18 and 40 is from fentanyl overdose. That's how crazy we've become. It's not car accidents anymore or anything. It's fentanyl overdose. Our life expectancy is literally going down for the first time in history, recorded history, partially because of fentanyl overdose. Now, why is that? People didn't die of heroin like this. People died of fentanyl like this. And the reason why is because fentanyl is a lot cheaper to make. You can make it in a lab. Simple as that. Simple as that. So capitalism has got us to this point where the war on drugs is literally killing us quicker, killing certain age groups quicker than car accidents. So maybe we need to think about maybe not a war on drugs. Maybe we need to have an education on drugs. Imagine that, an education. Imagine not sending people in cages for drugs. Imagine trying to get people jobs if they don't have a job. Imagine trying to get people to have, I don't know, maybe a community. That's a weird thing to think about. And we've demonized, this is personal to me, but we've demonized drug addicts to the point where a lot of them just have no community. And that is why they're homeless. That's why they continue to be drug addicts. And this is going to continue until we recognize that we live in a capitalist system, and that a war on drugs, all it does is fund that system because it drives up the demand for these drugs. So we can live in a communist system, and just kill all the drug addicts, kill all the drug dealers, live in an authoritarian system, or we could live in just a an anarcho system where we have absolutely no drug laws at all. And I don't know which one would be better, but we actually have to choose one. And definitely the first one's not the one you want to go, right? Like the Philippines is right now, Duterte, just killing people killing drug dealers on sight. But it's true that we have to recognize the war on drugs as a failure. It's going to continue. It's going to continue to marginalize people. It's going to continue to destroy people's lives on purpose, right? It's meant to do this on purpose. So until we decide to recognize drug addiction as like a mental disorder or something like that, we'll just continue to. We'll look back in 100 years and think, why are you torturing retarded people? That's, we used to do that, right? We used to kill retarded people, right? Out of the womb. If we thought they were retarded, we would kill them. And now we imprison people who like to put certain chemicals in their body. Certain chemicals, not alcohol, right? Because that's special for some people. But for a lot of other chemicals, we like to put people in jail now for it. So we have a lot of things to think about. Wonder what you guys think. Definitely put your comments below. You guys already know these things all overlap, right? The economy, the war on drugs, CIA, foreign policy, all the stuff. Don't worry, I'm going to get into the alien shit soon. I'm going to get into the big stuff soon, okay? Drugs, this is just the beginning. This is number 1 episode on drugs. Keep looking out for number 2, alright?